Hi everyone, welcome to our mug video for mug 15. Today we're going to talk about how to punctuate titles. As we get one step closer to beginning our first literary analysis essay, it is important for us to understand what appropriate ways are of punctuating titles that not only include books but other things like articles, newspapers, magazines, poems, plays, and so on and so forth. So you need a new sheet of paper. Name date appeared in the top right hand corner. Across the header, we are going to write in the title of our notes, which is Mug 15, Punctuating Titles. There are 3 slides, and here we go. So smaller elements get put into quote marks. Quotation marks are used around these smaller elements, which essentially can be added to a bigger piece of work. So if this right here is my container, right? Think of it like a bucket, or you could think of it like a book. All of these things can be put into a bigger container. In the case of a book, chapters go in books, so chapter titles are placed in quote marks. Poems can go inside a book, so the titles of poems are placed in quote marks. Songs are put in albums. So, because this is our small element, the album is the bigger container, this guy gets quote marks. Short stories, you can put a collection of them together into a book, which means this is a small element, so it gets quotation marks. Articles, what that belong to either a newspaper or magazine, does not matter. Article titles are also going to receive quote marks. Essays get quote marks. Speeches get quote marks. Short films get quote marks. Even TV show or radio show episodes receive quote marks. So if we were going to write an essay on Riverdale for some reason, or write about maybe like the perceptions of teens in modern television and cinema, maybe we want to use Riverdale as one of our sources. And we are in particular trying to talk about the first episode of Riverdale, The River's Edge. So, because we're talking about a particular episode that belongs to a whole TV show, the smaller element, meaning the episode, would get the quote marks. So, small elements get quote marks. What about the big guys? The big containers are italicized. Because these guys contain the smaller elements, when we handwrite, we underline them. When we type, we italicize. We never do both underlining and italicizing when we're typing. Never ever. So the names of the magazines are italicized, the names of books, the names of newspapers and academic journals and films and TV shows, all of those get italicized. They are big containers that smaller things can go into. Music albums, same thing. Works of art, website names, legal cases, operas, plays, long poems like the Iliad or the Odyssey. Those are epics. Those ones would also be italicized. Names of individual trains or planes or ships, like the Titanic, would also be italicized. Make sure you jot down all of these examples, folks. You never know when I ask you a question based on one of these rather than one of these. So small containers get quote marked, big containers get italicized. What about all the other texts? Believe it or not, we do have government documents and awards and parts of the Bible that do not get any kind of formatting. So we don't italicize them, we don't underline them, we don't put them in quote marks, we don't even bold them. So all of these things do not receive any special formatting. Instead, we just need to make sure that the proper words are capitalized. Otherwise, we're set to go. So no added formats on texts that pertain to government documents, awards, or the Bible. Only make sure that the proper words are capitalized and you are good to go. If you have any questions on any aspect of formatting titles, punctuating titles, please do let me know.